Is money the reason that this man disappeared? If you live in a small town in Arkansas, have you ever been to a store and seen like a group of old men just sitting on a bench or maybe in a booth just talking like old men do? That was something that Robert Lomax could be seen doing in the small town of Saratoga, Arkansas. Robert Lomax was 80 years old in 1992. By all accounts, he was in really good health for his age because he walked everywhere. Robert Lomax never had a driver's license. The people in the town of Saratoga knew Robert Lomax pretty well, and there were a lot of things known about him. One of the things that everyone just kind of knew about him was that Robert Lomax carried large sums of cash on him. Could those large sums of money have been the reason that on Thanksgiving Day, 1992, Robert Lomax disappeared and was never seen again? So on November 27th, 1992, Robert Lomax went to a relative's house on Capitol Hill Road for a Thanksgiving dinner. He stayed at that residence for a while, but he left around 5 p.m. He was going to walk home. It was a short walk, and people did offer him a ride home, but he said that he needed the exercise, so he decided to just go ahead and walk. While Robert Lomax was gone having his Thanksgiving dinner that day, another resident of Saratoga had taken a plate from their Thanksgiving meal to Robert's home for Robert to eat. That man left the plate on Robert's porch. The next day, he went to Robert's house to get his plate back, like people do. And the plate was still sitting there. It hadn't been touched. That person really felt like, hey, there is something really wrong here. And he went to go get the police. The police went to Robert Lomax's house and they tried to get inside. The door was locked. They did eventually get inside. There was no sign of any sort of foul play, but there was also no sign of Robert. Also, something that was listed is that the air conditioner was on. Again, this was November, and really what the temperature will be is anyone's guess, right? Because it's Arkansas. But I did look it up, and the temperature that day was around 35 degrees. By all reports, Robert Lomax was a cold-natured person, so why was the air conditioner on that day? The case is listed as a missing persons case, but it is widely believed in that area that Robert Lomax wouldn't have just wandered off. So the citizens in Howard County and the sheriff at the time of Robert's disappearance believe that Robert met foul play. So of course now it's 2023. Robert Lomax would be 110 years old. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't matter what happened to Robert Lomax. DNA samples have been taken from Robert's surviving family, so any remains that are located can be tested against that DNA. If you have any information about the disappearance of Robert Lomax, please contact the Howard County Sheriff's Office. That phone number is 870-845-2626. And please remember, if this was your loved one, you would want to know what happened to them also. At the time of Robert Lomax's disappearance, he was 80 years old. Robert Lomax was a black male. He was 6 feet tall and weighed around 180 pounds.